happen to be a little bit of an armchair expert on the subject, if I do say so.
There's the smoking. It's not family, it's clan. Mishkapat.
Univocal voice.
I can say, Ahavtika, I love you.
Hey.
Hatikva.
Hatikva.
How you doing, everyone? Yeah! Tell us what you're drinking, Nitty.
I am drinking a non-alcoholic beer. It's actually a Guinness. It's branded by Guinness. It's a Guinness, okay?
Hey,
all right?
does it,
and it's not because I'm weak sauce, all right? I've gone too hard, but I am still...
You're a responsible
going
adult.
hard.
In other ways. Tell me something about the non-alcoholic Guinness. Does it come with a patented widget?
It does.
No
it
way.
Does.
Really?
I can call it here. I think I have another one.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. That's awesome. That was
I'm just stacking them up back here.
So, I am there's nice people here. Nitty?
Yeah.
Stardust Lilith is here. Bitcourse is here. Jacqueline is here. Dr. Clark Van Gilder is here. And he wants to sing some Billy Idol White Wedding tonight. I think it's because, and I'll explain the stream title here in a minute. The Humanity is here. I hope you appreciate what I did. By the way, you guys, if you aren't subscribed to the Humanity, make sure you subscribe. They stream on Wednesday nights, and it's usually pretty good. But I hope you appreciate what I did for you, the Humanity. I made a video. I published a video this last week from one of my mountain bike rides with my dog, and I added Circle of Dust to the soundtrack, which always gets copyright stricken. I did that for you, my friend, because I know how much you love you some Circle of Dust. So that was for you. And I have now missed out on like $1 of ad revenue. Thank you very much.
Damn it.
Yeah. Misinterpretations is here. She's back from Germany, which probably means that there's going to be a video featuring a conversation with Misinterpretations and myself coming out.
Oh, sweet.
Let us know when that's happening, Marin. Holly is here. You say this one. Darisiabgal 753 is here. Tilting Windmill is
Daris
here.
Abigail, right? Is that what that says?
Is that it? Is it? Oh no, it's Darisiabgal, not Abigail.
Oh,
it's
Abigail. Yeah, sorry.
Abigail.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want, YouTube changed us all to at basically whatever random number generator or name you actually conceived when you made the account, which was a surprise.
That was a surprise. I didn't even notice when it happened.
I did, because I was wrenching and I was like, what the fuck? What this?
Bianca Boop is here. Maya texted me and she said, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, what is this? Oh, yes. Okay. So that's a new thing.
Yeah.
But, I didn't notice. Good to see you, Bianca Boop.
It's a lot harder to quickly ban people now, because I have to
God. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. Claude Simeon is here. Okay, we'll see. I hope your internet keeps up. We've already got some super chats.
Yeah.
Tadsh, thank you for the $2. Says USPS has misplaced my shirt. God damn it! Wow. I will accept that blame, and I will give you my sad face.
There's butthurt Christians handling the
That's-
package.
That's it. That's it. That's exactly what's happening.
Oh
So-
wait, I know why I can't. I can't order your shirt yet, Kip.
Oh, why? Because it's is it a money thing?
No, kids.
What is it? You can't order that one,
Right. Yeah.
right? But you could
That's the
order
one I
Metal
want.
Mo- Oh,
I
you
guess
don't
I
want the Metal
could.
Moses one. You
I
could.
guess I could.
Pretty soon, you guys will be able to order a book, which is exciting.
But I thought you hadn't written any.
Oh, shoot! I am slow on the fly.
Kip Davis has written no books.
Quiet.
We're raking it in with these wishing well super chats. We will take them.
Yes.
We'll take
Thank
them.
you.
It's just I say that because YouTube, suckles them.
It does. YouTube suckles.
Mm-hmm.
I did a stream yesterday, Nitty, and these sorts of things. I had some.
Oh, you
I
did?
Had some,
Yeah.
I had some.
I didn't get
some
to listen
friends,
to that one.
Friends, some scholars on the stream. Professor Matthew Goff teaches at Florida State, and and he and I have known each other for quite some time. And Dr. Jeffrey Smith teaches at UT Austin. We hadn't met until just yesterday. I'm gonna definitely have him back because he's done some really interesting work on early Christian manuscripts and the New Testament. So we'll talk about that. But it was a really good stream all about John Marco Allegro. And I mean this issue.
Kip Davis has written no books.
Like even Kip's first book was on one of these like newly published texts, a sort of a version of Jeremiah stuff we didn't expect. I'll do a shameless plug for Kip's great book.
Oh, wait, thank you, Matthew. That was nice. Did you hear that? It was a great. It wasn't even just a book. It was a great book.
It was a great book.
It was a great book.
But no, we can order a book soon. That's exciting.
You can order a book soon. So yes, I am very excited. Oh yeah, look, Lawrence is here. Thank you for the $2, Lawrence. Here to bug Kip about getting me on you need to get on. Yeah, we got to get you on the fucking Selfish Dinosaurs show. That'll be good. I am in your corner, Lawrence. I'm going to make this happen. The next time he bugs me about something, I'm going to say, hey, go talk to Lawrence. Right. That's what we're going to do.
The humanity.
Yeah. Oh, that's very nice. Thank you. The humanity for the
humanity says Kip has written no books, only great books.
Yes. Good to see you, Jennifer. Jennifer Silvas for $2 says, I effing love the Bible. Why are we gathered here? Well, because it's Saturday and I've got things to drink, right? So
and I have adequate drink. So we got the video you found, but you know what? I raked in a couple of others that came by my eyes the past week. And they're short, but they might be even more up your alley than the one you sent me.
That's very possible. So, are you suggesting that we watch one of those instead? I've got a bunch of I don't know.
These are some of your favorite people, but not Michael.
Well, listen, if you know, not Michael.
No.
Really? Oh,
you already had to suffer through almost 3 hours of him this week. So
wow. No, Michael.
Are there female rabbis?
I wonder if he's still asking that question. So
I'm curious because I didn't get to make it through the last hour of that. Did Joel keep the stance that what was it? That God had to use Israel to accomplish his will or something? There was something that he said theologically that made me so sad and disgusted all at the same time. And I was screaming in the chat like, that doesn't make it better. And then he was like trying to backpedal it, but he didn't make it out. Like, I was like, this makes it so much worse.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, guys, it's our favorite, you know, the conquest narratives, the stuff that is currently being used to justify certain behaviors in the Middle East. So that's cute.
Yeah.
And you know what's sad is they didn't play, like, they played Your Vishanti stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the most important part is the end. They didn't want it. You know what's you know, it says a lot to me that they don't want to show their audience
so
these texts motivate our world problems right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'd lose Patreon support.
That's very true. There's a couple things about that stream that I found fairly convenient. So I guess so to answer
you don't
your
have
question,
to pull it up,
Jennifer,
right now.
that's why we're just here to talk about Bible shit as usual, right? So one of the things that I thought right from the get-go, first of all, I didn't watch a lot. I was kind of in and out of it after they finished with Vish's in my video.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably a bunch of things that I didn't see, but I thought it was very convenient right at the start that Joel pointed out that he was only going to be conducting a synchronic evaluation. He was only doing a synchronic approach to the text as opposed to a diachronic approach. Do you guys know these terms? These are terms that we use.
Explain it for us.
It's fancy.
Us
these
newbies.
are fancy biblical scholar words, guys. So a synchronic approach is it's basically looking at the text and treating it as if it was
univocal voice.
Right. So it's looking at the Bible as a whole and evaluating, you know, parts of theology across the spectrum of you know, the entire text, which is, it's valid, right? It's a valid way to do things. I do synchronic stuff from time to time, but so that's a synchronic approach. A diachronic approach is an historical critical approach where you're beginning from the perspective of wanting to know where these texts start, right? Where do they begin? And then developing threads of thinking over time as we see them appearing in the biblical text. It doesn't necessarily, and you know, you guys are sophisticated, your watchers, viewers of this channel, you're sophisticated interpreters of the text. So you understand this, that going through the text and from the earliest text and tracking ideas towards later periods doesn't mean we're starting in Genesis and ending up in like fucking Malachi or Chronicles. No, that's not what that means.
Apologetics is like that's old school
1920s
switchboard.
It
like
totally,
connecting.
it's totally that. So
Or
what
Charlie from It's Always Sunny.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So
bring it together, guys.
Yeah. So Joel very conveniently said, I'm only doing synchronic stuff. I'm just taking a theological approach to the text. And he, you know, I to be fair, he told me about this ahead of time. And yeah, it's honest because he texted me ahead of time and said, hey, Michael wants me to do this stream. I was like, okay. He said to me, I don't know how much I'm actually going to have to disagree with you about? He's like, so I'm probably just going to stick to theology, is what he told me. And that, I mean, he made a couple of quibbles about some things that appeared in the stream. I don't think they were particularly strong rebuttals or positions,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I thought sorry, my thinking's all over the map already. I thought it was convenient that he took this synchronic approach and just sidestepped the issue of the history of the texts. And one of the reasons for that is because there's source issues in the book of Joshua. There's issues with regards to how to read some of the terminology and some of the language in these texts over time, right? So I'm like, wow, that's...
But it's word for word, Kip.
It's word for word. That's...
It never changed.
Wow, you guys are just throwing...
Yeah, this is great.
Chats in. So I got a bunch of things still
I
to
like
get
money.
to here. Wow. Stardust Lilith. You notice I mess this up every time. I say, treats for Dagon. You guys know who Dagon is, right? Do you know who Dagon is?
The fish god?
No.
The Philistine?
Well, I guess he was. Dagon the Abomination.
That's what apologists told me.
That's what they tell you. He's
the Philistine fishy boy.
He is a 4-year-old Belgian Malinois.
What the hell is that?
Oh, I can show you. Shall we look? I can show you. So.
Oh no, that's Dagon, not Dagon.
It's a spelling. There are different spelling.
My bad, guys.
So it's all good.
Yeah.
But this is
Words.
Dagon here. So. There he is. Isn't he cute?
But we don't
He's so
see it,
cute.
Kip. You have to share. You have
Oh,
to hit the
fuck.
share button.
Fuck.
If it's a picture file, you can drag it to your
God
browser.
damn
and
it.
make attached.
I'm so bad at this. Okay. Here he is. All right. There. You can hear him. There he is. See? Isn't he cute? He's very cute.
Yay!
He's a very cute dog. And
That's his chew toy.
that is apparently fast forward to
Amazing.
he is pretty amazing. So let's see. There he goes. I think I'm still getting ready here. Here, he makes these cute little squeaky sounds.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Awesome.
so we'll look at the
Whoa.
He's destroying this tree here.
Why do you need to look so hardcore on
right.
YouTube and in real life?
It's time to go.
Okay. So I won't. You guys can go watch the rest of that. But my that's Dagon the Abomination of the Philistines.
Awesome.
He is an awesome dog. He's very cool. Hey, are you still there? Oh yeah, you just froze for a second. So treats for Dagon. No, you're good.
Okay.
Let
me close some stuff in the background.
Okay, I will. I will look at some. Okay. Redim is here. Good to see you. Ken has super chats. Well, look, there's one.
Super
Thank
chat
you.
cat.
Taj, I'm very sorry, Taj. I will talk to my distributors. I don't know what to do. So wow, Scott Graves, thank you for the $10. Kip, who do you think made the Copper Scroll? I think that the Copper Scroll came out of the Jerusalem temple. So it was. I think this is legit an inventory of temple treasures, temple holdings. I think there's some truth to this. I'm being dead serious here. And the big question in my mind is why on earth it ended up in Cave 3 on the western shore of the Dead Sea. Now, I'll say this much as well. Cave 3 is located the furthest away from the Qumran site out of all the 11 caves. So I think there's a good chance that it may even not have anything to do with Qumran, and that it was stashed there by someone fleeing the Romans on their way out of Jerusalem. But that's what I think. Maybe I'll make a video about that, or do a stream or something in the near future, because the Copper Scroll is pretty fascinating. Esoterica has a really good video on the Copper Scroll. You guys should go check it out. Taj Sin Chronic is when you get the good weed.
Nice.
That's very good. I like it. Wow, big job.
Whoop,
Big
whoop.
jab.
Big jab.
52.51 for $20. I just enjoy listening. I'll go back to looking. Thank you so much.
Oh,
for
thank
your
you for
support.
lurking.
Stardust Lilith. You can just call me Lilith or Lils. Oh, good. That's so
Ooh.
much easier. I'll just say Lils from now on. And to cover Dagon's fines for killing trees without a permit. Yeah, he does a lot of that. That one was already on the ground. Maybe I'll post some videos of him actually like taking down live trees, which is something that he'll do with some frequency. He's
Amazing.
He is a fucking maniac. I'm telling you. That's Redim says he thinks that the Copper Scroll was made in China. Everything is made in China. By Job. Have you heard this, Nitty? That Job was Chinese. So I've been told by one Dr. Kent Hovind, because he came from the East. He was the greatest man of the East.
Yeah, he was from the East, and
China, right? It's gotta be China.
he had some great ideas. He heard from the Lord.
So
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm not Josh. I'm not.
No,
Shut
not.
the fuck up.
I'm not fucking doing that. Yes, Maya, those trees had it coming. You would think he needs a stick, but he's okay finding
All he sees in the woods are
finding
sticks.
his own.
They're all
That's,
sticks.
Ching. Jennifer Sills, maybe write a book about it. Don't post dog crime. Listen, guys, is it really a crime when my dog does just what, like, beavers?
Not a person.
The beavers are doing that. That's what
Yeah.
they're doing. It's just the beavers are. It's fine, and we have plenty of those up here. I live in a rainforest. We can afford to lose a couple of damn trees. Okay. Matthew Karub is here with a member for 13 months.
Yeah.
With a member chat. I'm here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum. Much love, my friend. Good to see you, Matthew. Thanks for the thanks for showing
Speaking of beavers, there's this. Have you ever heard of the channel Letters Live?
30. No, sorry. The Letters Live.
Yeah, it's called Letters Live, and actors read like small letters that were written, or longer ones. And there's one about beavers read by Peter Dinklage, and it's fucking hilarious. But I'm almost positive that'll give you it's a letter in defense of beavers. And it's so amazing. Jennifer, welcome as a member.
Oh, yes, Jennifer. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
She just became a new member.
So
what are we doing
back
here
to the
on
Canaanites.
Oh, yes, we're still talking about the Canaanites.
But You know, did you catch on my channel where I did oh yes, you did, the horrific quiz, Zionist or Nazi?
Yeah, that's good. You guys should go check that out.
Oh my
Nini's
God.
Zionist or Nazi quiz. that
It
he
wasn't
took.
my quiz. I took it and failed it horribly.
I did way better on it than you did, by the
And
way.
that is probably not something either of us should be proud of either way, right? Because
Probably.
it shows either historical ignorance or 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 you just really know a horrific history really well.
Yeah.
But or no, a high score is like, oh God, I know too much. But yeah, it's because, no, you know what? I won't go into it. I'm gonna go make you guys watch it, where I draw the connections, like
Go watch
Charlie
it.
on Always Sunny, between our crazy politics plus Mike Huckabee's Theocracy plus Truth Social. It really
How about
is a
that Mike
direct
Huckabee?
line, though, into insane death cultish eschatology.
That's
right?
true.
It's a
It
straight
really
line,
is.
and have a useful idiot to take orders, basically. But
yeah,
I digress.
Yeah,
I digress.
No, that's good. People should go watch that. So,
I found the clip where I was in the chat for their their narrative part, but no, that's okay. We don't have to.
Are you sure?
We don't have to relive
You don't
that.
want to look at
No,
that? Okay.
No.
But
it made me sad and frustrated. And
did it?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we could have more fun, I suppose. And I guess I'll maybe let me know what you think, chat. Because I'm finally getting to the premise. We had so many super chats. My God, you guys are so awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I didn't even get around to talking about the premise of this show. I've ripped off all of my content here from Maya Adkisson's Bad Science Sundays every Sunday night, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. And we'll talk more about what's happening tomorrow night, which is very exciting. Very, very exciting. So that's basically what this show is it's like Bad Science Sundays on Saturday, minus the science. And with the Bible, I even managed to steal Maya's co-host, Dr. Tapioca Weasel, to be on my show, and he's not here today because he is in Scotland. His
for a wedding,
brother,
not his.
Yeah, not his. So take a breath, ladies. He's still out there.
Yeah. Blessed be he. Calm down.
So he went to Scotland for one of his brother's weddings last weekend, and he got shit-faced, white girl wasted, and I assume he's been there a week now. He's still in Scotland. I assume he's still absolutely hammered. But he's not here. Probably because he's sleeping it off and sobering up as we speak. So
he needs to be a sober weasel.
Yeah. Ordinarily, this is one of the two places that you would find Dr. Tapioca Weasel, who does something with magnets or shit. I think right. Help me out, Jack. He's a scientist of magnet stuff, right?
Why are you like this?
Working with magnets all the time. So I thought for sure that's the way this went. So he is not here. And usually what happens on this show is we just go in cold, which is something I never do. I'm a big fan of preparation, and this show is not for that. So usually what I do is I ask Maya Adkisson to send me a video that that we can watch and just talk about and respond to. So I've got one. It's a Ray Comfort video, which could be fun, or we could watch some of Nitty stuff that he pulled up. He just did this because he's into it. So I didn't ask him to do this, but let me know, chat. Maybe
Okay.
type of one.
One for comfort, Ray Comfort. 2 for Old Testament. Christians looking in the Old Testament. That's as much as I'll give you. Yeah.
So put some numbers in there, people.
Yeah.
One for Ray Comfort. Two for
Christians in the Old Testament.
Christians in the Old Testament. And listen, whether or not we get to whether or not we get to Ray Comfort, I do have to share this, okay?
Right.
Because this is fun. If you guys don't already know about God Awful Movies, it's a podcast you should be listening to. And I thought I'd pull it up because they've done a pile of reviews. I'm going to do it right this time. They've done a pile of reviews of Ray Comfort movies. You know, he does movies. So I thought, and they do these. Eli Bosnick, one of the comedians who hosts God Awful Movies, does a terrific. I think it's a terrific Ray Comfort impersonation. So I thought I'd just play one or two of these. Can y'all see it?
No,
or
yeah,
did I put it up on the stage already?
No.
So I didn't. Okay, shit. There we go. Okay. Why isn't it on? It says there it is. Okay. Here. Let's this is Eli Bosnick doing his best Ray Comfort impersonation.
Hi, I'm Ray Comfort. You know, we've had a lot of fun here today on Gosh Awful Movies.
Jesus, Ray.
But of course, the point stands that through all the mockery, I've spoken to the world's most famous atheists.
There's like 2 guys.
There's cutting-edge author who everyone still likes, Richard Dawkins.
Really?
Popular YouTuber Thunderfoot. And of course, king of the atheists himself, Lawrence Krauss.
I poke. None of those people. Nope.
But why stop there? In the Fool 2, I'll be speaking to the brand new generation of atheists whose ideas have been sweeping the nation. For example, Bertrand Russell.
Dead guy.
And the one and only Aristotle.
Super dead guy.
I don't think he was an atheist. Yeah.
And I know as much about the atheist movement as your grandmother does your music taste.
Correct. Also dead.
Oh my God.
Think he would have been nice to me?
No.
So it's an excellent show. It's very funny. You guys should check it out. But I think most people. Oh, what do I see? I see a bunch of 2s. I'll be honest.
Yeah, well, there are 11 votes for 2 so far. I'm gonna count 3s for both. So they're here for it all, and 5 votes for 1 so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you show us something, Nitty? Throw it up on the stage there, and we'll
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
I'm excited. Look at this. Look at fucking Lawrence being a cheeky motherfucker.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Up.
Is it
it's Eric Manning.
Is it Eric Manning? Holy cow. Eric Manning, the famous transphobic bigoted piece of shit. That Eric Manning is that the Eric Manning we're gonna watch?
It's possible. Yeah.
Wow, how exciting!
What was there a good instance you have of his transphobia? I'm not familiar with that.
Oh my God! So you remember? I don't know unless you've blocked it from your memory. There was some shit that went down in our community about a month ago with Michael Jones and Than. And Eric had to get and Stephen Boyce had to get onto this because I mean, why not? Even though it has nothing to do with you guys.
Wait, hold on, Kip. Hold on, Kip.
Yeah.
Put me big. Put me big.
Okay. I can do this. Solo layout.
Look, Christians. When you see atheists having a hard time and they're in their feelings a lot, you know what they really need is the hope of Jesus Christ.
That's it.
And this is our chance to think about ourselves and what we want to do, and how it really has nothing to do with you, but you're our project to save. So when you're hurting, we're going to take advantage of you so that you could respond to Jesus Christ while your community is doing its own thing over there, and you have you have hurt feelings, but Jesus wants to help your hurt feelings, right? But trust me, it's not. Oh wait, it is all about us now.
It's
eavesdropping on you so that we could take advantage of you. So, I mean, just be there for these atheists. Okay,
get the fuck out, you guys.
That was literally what they were like. Their pinnacle of the stream was, oh, these people are hurting. You know what we can do, because it's partly about us? Let's make sure that we give them the gospel when their community is hurting. When you weren't part of the conversation from the get-go. You don't need to be in here.
No.
It's like we're playing football, we're on opposite teams, and then a bunch of hockey players come running in the locker room trying to tell people how to play football. It's like, what are you doing? You don't belong here. Hockey's awesome. We're just knocking our skulls together. Yeah. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So,
but
before we watch,
yes, Kristen,
and I'll finish this.
It's confusing. Yeah. But anyway. So Eric had something to say during that stream.
I'll just say this, okay? And maybe I'll get on the soapbox now. So I understand Eric and Michael and Tan and Stephen, that you guys are transphobic bigots. I understand that. Everybody, I think, understands that that you have major issues here. But there was only one of you, and it was only you, Eric, who went the hell out of your way to intentionally, deliberately misgender people when talking about them. And that is bullshit. It's bullshit.
That would do it.
You're the only one doing that, and you picked it up at every opportunity, and that's garbage, dude. That's absolute garbage. I don't care how you feel about this. You don't have to do that. That's a choice you make, and it's a fucking terrible one.
Earned it. You know, I like to say on my channel, I won't use strong language towards you unless you earn it, and that is an earn it. That gets the earn it badge.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it does. So all right. Let's watch Eric do other things that he sucks at. I'm drinking Crown Royal tonight, by the way, until it's gone, and then I have wine. So
all right, cheers, guys. Raise your whatever you're drinking, puff whatever you're puffing, as long as it's legal and you're being safe. YouTube,
be safe.
Okay, here we go.
Trinity is a later invention, and that the Old Testament teaches a strict solitary God, while the New Testament just veers off into something else, maybe even something pagan.
Can you pause it for a second? The Old Testament teaches a strict solitary God. Well, what the fuck does that even mean? Is he trying to say?
It means that there was always and only Yahweh, period. No, what's the word I'm looking for? No divine cosmologies. It's just single heavens, single super duper God, weird demons, Satan, definitely not God, and humans. That's it.
So,
Simple
yeah.
model. You know, there's God realm, whatever Satan's doing, peoples. That's
Okay.
the Bible's
All right.
clear, Kip. It's
Very clear. Yes.
yeah.
So
No ancient cosmology here.
So I think like he's trying to suggest that there's by strict solitary he's saying, but that's the thing though too, right? That's always very confusing is Trinitarians will insist that they're monotheists somehow.
Straw man, Kip.
Yeah. So this is just wrong because the Bible, the Old Testament in particular, doesn't have just one view of God.
Right.
There's multiple gods in the Old Testament. There's a clear perspective of polytheism in the Old Testament. He's got this wrong right from the get-go.
Apologetics, right? You have your conclusion and you're going to work backwards, right? You're going to reinterpret the text based on what really, like, I hate being that atheist that drives them nuts and it's like 3rd, 4th century invention. But like these guys, it frustrates me because I know they've read, or at least some of them have read the anti-Nicene literature, right? And it is difficult in like, and I've only done a cursory reading of it, but amongst it, the people, the church fathers weren't in alignment on this issue. Period. They weren't. And others were like, hey, it seems pretty clear that the Christ is the anointed one, with imbued with God's divine name, to do like Dan would say, or Stephen Nemesh, Stephen Nemes, or damn it, I'm messing up his name, but
Stephen Nemesh.
Yeah. Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He is good.
And just like he would claim, right? And so the idea that like, oh, Christians had this all figured out from the get-go, get the hell out of here. And you know better. And yet you're going to tell your audience, oh, they totally figured out. Nicaea was just them telling us so. It's like, stop it.
Yeah. So before you hit play here, Nitty, let's where do you think he's going to go in the Old Testament first to make his case for the Trinity? Chat, let me know where you think he's going first. I'll tell you. I think he's going to Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 through 28. I think that's his.
I was thinking
his
the
springboard.
Shema.
Oh, the Shema.
Behold, O Israel, our God is one.
For the Trinity?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
A plurality in a singular, right, is one hot take on that.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's exciting. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one for one of my Bible theology classes, to be like a leader in my church. So yeah, Genesis 1:26 and 27, our image, right?
Yeah, lots of people are picking up on that. That's kind of where I think we're going, but let's find out.
Yeah.
But they haven't read very closely, because once you start paying attention.
Wait,
I haven't read it closely. I haven't read it closely, guys.
See, okay, wait. If he read very closely, he means people that are parroting the information, right? Of like the memes, like Trinity, late invention, ha ha ha, Christians, I gotcha. Yes. And I get that, right? It's really for people who haven't, read or studied this, in depth. It is a talking point, right? And it's shorthand for something that may actually be correct. And so it is kind of frustrating for them to just be like, well, it didn't do it very carefully. But that also now throws under the bus every scholar who does read the damn text thoroughly, right? Just I shall see the light.
Just go, read it closely, Nitty. That's good.
All right.
Jesus.
Attention to the Old Testament, you see it. A multi-personal God showing up in patterns, not just once or twice.
Oh, undesigned coincidence, Jesus.
But across books, genres.
What
did you see?
No, his big thing for gospel
authenticity
is undesigned coincidences.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get undesigned coincidences.
Oh yes, in the Old Testament, that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And centuries, and these aren't random proof texts. They're
not random proof texts. These individual proof texts that I'm gonna just pull out of my ass to prove the Trinity. They're not random.
Work backwards from those texts, bro.
Yeah.
Intricate harmony.
Yeah, and like Dan McClellan would say, it's begging the question of univocality.
Mm-hmm.
Subtle, consistent, and impossible to fake. The Trinity is
impossible
to fake. What? So what does that mean? What does he think they're faking? Like they're faking that there's a Trinity in the Old Testament? What does he mean by that? Are they?
It's kind of like so Witsit Gets It. Do you remember Witsit Gets It?
Yes,
he's like famous.
Yes,
but I don't know that he's actually as flat Earth now because he actually did the damn Antarctica trip.
I think far as I'm aware, and there's people in the chat who follow this closely. But as far as I'm aware, he's kind of.
There's two options with him, right? Is he faking it, or is he really sincere and he's putting out this content because he's really sincere, right? And to me, the writers of the Bible would just be really sincere, and what you're doing is drawing these connections from sincere people and assuming they're all a part of your case, right? Is that about right of what I was trying to say there?
I guess so.
But okay, wait. And so the authors, it's fine. So the authors aren't faking.
Someone's listening.
They're writing down their sincere beliefs, or others sincere. They're like, scribing sincere beliefs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing being faked on their part.
No.
Right? And the fact that you draw these connections is also not fake, but you're saying it can't be fake because you have a conclusion where you make these fit as if they are part of the same puzzle.
Right.
But anyway.
Okay.
What do I know?
It's good to see you, Neil. Neil, the 604.
See, I'm the layperson co-host,
down the road from me.
Layperson-ish co-host that helps you chat really get immersed in this experience.
There we go.
All right.
Is not a break from the Old Testament. It's actually the only thing that makes sense of it.
Oh no.
So you know what he's do? You know what happens when Christians read the Old Testament and think they see the Trinity in it? What they're seeing are the latent fingerprints of polytheism most of the time. That's what they're seeing. That's what they're picking up on. And mixed with this idea of Yahwistic supremacy. So it's
wait a minute. And so when he says it's the only thing that makes sense of the Bible, in the Hebrew Bible, he's admitting that if his conclusion is incorrect, there can't the Bible doesn't have a supreme God, right?
Yeah.
So he's literally saying this text makes sense the way I read it.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it. By the way, Alpha Centurion is here. Good to see you.
Aw, thanks, Alpha.
As a monotheistic Trinitarian, I'd be willing to defend my stance in non-bigoted terms. I believe you.
Thank
and
you.
maybe one day.
You know, Alpha,
but-
every time I've seen you on like Bread of Life or our old open panels and stuff, sincerely, the most patient, kind, unbigoted Christian, like in our sphere of things. So you get my full atheist blessings, and you know it. So
I like Alpha.
Yeah.
So he made fun of me for being a snowboarder, and it was really good. So yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's go.
Walk through just a few examples. The most famous verse in Jewish monotheism is the Shema.
Oh, come on. Do you have to? I was right, by the way. I win the
You're
drinking
right.
game.
Yeah, you do.
Yes. But the music. Right?
What the fuck is that? Right?
It's like I'm gonna pick
and the picture here. Fuck off with that. Seriously.
That's a pretty white
like,
Asian Jew. I'm just
who
saying.
can't hear this dog whistle? Yeah.
Yeah. Right? It's a step. It's just a small step above Jim Bob's bagel soundbite, which is pretty. That's pretty fucking bad. It's not.
At least he got the right text.
Oh my god!
What did you?
Look! When you read the ancient Hebrew text, you're gonna truly see that there's one God. Okay,
that's the best I can do right now. All right.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
I fucking nailed it.
It's often quoted as shut down any idea of divine.
Oh, I did not know. We went in cold, and I did not know that.
What are we looking at?
Anti-Semitism everywhere.
Oh.
You know, okay. So, like, people can be upset with you over the way that you interpret their sacred text. And it's not butthurt crying. It's, hey, you're mutilating what I hold sacred. Stop it.
Yes. Jesus.
Right? And there's Reddit Jews after me. Come on now. And I get it. Like, Testify tries to do satirical meme content, but there is a line.
Yeah, there is.
And this is way
God.
You're gonna make Pluto a planet with this much bullshit. Like
so let's say
I need to skip a little bit past that.
This is I think we gotta get
there.
Okay, so
there you go, guys. Sorry.
Let's say, yeah, I am sorry. My apologies for that. I'll just say this is unsurprising from the guy who's intentionally, deliberately misgendering people. So I guess that tracks. So he wants to make a point here about Akkad, but maybe before we do, I'll read the text here. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, Israel, Yahweh is our God. Yahweh one is what the text says. And the way the Hebrew language works is that when you get, because you've got a string here, you've got a single verb. It's an imperative. Shema, hear, Israel. And then you've got a string of nouns. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad's actually an adjective meaning one. So, and literally it's Yahweh, our God, Yahweh, one. In Hebrew, when you have a noun followed by another noun or an adjective, you can often translate those. The technical term for it is a preterite construction. So, and that's what I think we have going on in the first place. Yahweh is our God. In the second clause, the natural way to translate that is Yahweh is one. But what does that mean? I think there's the way that the JPS, I believe, translate this is that, let me look at this. Do they just say one? No, they say the Lord is our God, the Lord alone. As in,
oh, okay,
he's the only one
amongst
from
others.
amongst all these other gods, right?
Well,
So that's
the is. Can
it's
you define
implied.
Is? Yeah. But they use the. So they lose that nuance of among many, right? And then they just read it conveniently as is one, again,
As in the only one.
Right. Yeah, right. Well, the idea of that plurality is to be vacuumed into the is one. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think so.
I still can't believe I got it right off the bat.
All right.
Well,
yeah, I know, right? So
well,
let's hear what he says. Let's hear what non-Hebrew reading speaking Eric fucking Manning says about the Hebrew word echad here.
Also, guys, if anything else that anti-Semitic comes up visually, we will skip past it.
Yeah, we are.
So I apologize for the remaining unfortunate pause. All right, let's continue.
Word for one here is echad, which can refer to a compound unity. Think one flesh in Genesis.
Ah, there you go.
It can refer to a compound unity. No, he's misunderstanding this text in Genesis 2:24. Play it for a minute and let me explain.
Genesis 2:24, or one heart in.
No, that he just whoosh.
He just whooshed right past it. So if you've heard me talk about Genesis chapter 2 at any length, at any point, one of the things that's abundantly clear is that within that story, this idea, what's being communicated is the Adam is basically bisected in the story in order to create an equal counterpart to him, Isha, the woman.
Mm-hmm.
So
not wife,
woman. Yes,
you're right.
So this idea of them coming together and being one flesh is within the text, within the poetical understanding of the text. This is a way of expressing the unification of the primordial being. It was always just one being that was split into two. So I don't know when the Hebrew writer imagines this.
But that compound unity of Adam and Eve is not they don't remain in the same being in the same sense that he means God. Right?
That's true too.
They are unifying and make a new thing separate from themselves. This does not work. Right? They're unifying to make something separate, right?
He's
So-
probably not
so-
going to read Second Chronicles.
Then it
30,
doesn't
12.
make sense to say that this compound unity is akin to the Trinity, right? Unless you want to say, well, the family unit is a set of 3. Well, what about when you have more kids, you dingleberry? Like, anyway.
So here, this is Second Chronicles 30:12. Also, Gamba Yehuda Hayita Yad Elohim Latate Lachem Lev Echad. Also, in Judah, the hand of God was there to give to them Lev Echad, one heart. To do the commandments of the king and the princes according to the word of Yahweh. So like I get what he's saying here, that this is collective. Like he's pushing this idea that because, but like it's so obvious that that has nothing to do with what the writer of Deuteronomy 6:4 is communicating. I hope that's clear, that just because you can use this word as a compound doesn't mean that you can always use this word as a compound.
Right. That's literally ripping it out of context. The things that they complain atheists do.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Oh boy.
Let's watch a little bit. We're gonna have to get to some more super chats here.
Oh, well, let's do that now while we're paused.
You want to do that now? Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a few. So where did I leave off? Oh, okay. Yeah, I read those. It's trying to stop the U.S. police from Canacide. This is still talking about my horribly destructive Belgian Malinois who eats trees. Thanks, Taj. I hope I'm saying it right. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. Hank Fishy for $5. Thank you very much. Yeah, Hank Fishy is one of my long-suffering, generous patrons. Dagon, friend to beavers, the shadow that precedes death to trees, by Kip Davis. Yes, that's coming soon to a bookstore near you. More from Taj, and this was with reference to Dr. Tapioca Weasel. Can we dudes not be attracted to Dr. TW? Yeah, I mean, take it up with blessed be he.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she is the gatekeeper, right?
It's sexual magnetism.
Yeah, I see what you did there, Nitty. I see that. Jennifer Sills, when do I hope you're already just completely shit-faced at this point. When do we do
Yeah.
I'm already finished
Hour
my Crown Royal, and I'm on my glass.
I'm still working on my fake Guinness.
So yes,
but also real.
Just so long as you're not driving. Let's
I'm driving the stream.
You can do that. That's allowed. But thank you. Redim is back. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. One. Yeah, that's what we're talking about here, Redim. Thank you for the
I like this comment from Clark. Apologetics word salad, selective scripture shreds, mayonnaise of moral panic, croutons of persecution complex, dressing of dominionism, and a little vinaigrette of victimhood and virtue. We need to keep that.
Oh, I'm starring that one. And I'm
so
coming
good.
back to look at that.
Anyway.
Lawrence sent in $5. Thank you, Lawrence. By the way, guys, subscribe to Milwaukee Atheist.
Yeah.
Watch
Behold.
They just did it today. Shoot.
Blasphemer's Bible.
Blasphemer's Bible. Thank you. Also, watch his Wednesday show, which I think right now is Mega Ultra Quran or something like that. they've done they do some fun shit over there. When I grow up, I want to be just like Kip. I want his knowledge, his moral backbone, his qualifications, his beard, his nitty, etc. Wow, that is so nice, Lawrence.
It's true.
Thank you for being so nice.
I'm glad I'm on the list.
All right.
Coveted material.
Mercury Wells for I think those are Australian dollars. My girlfriend Jane wants to know what KIP is short for. Everybody wants to know, and I'm not telling. So I'm sorry. I actually did reveal it under some subterfuge this week in another stream that I was maybe involved in the chat with. So if I'll make you work for it, you could probably figure it out. But I am not disclosing that kind of information because I'll be honest, I hate my legal name. I really do. So if I, you know what, I had to suffer with hating my legal name for my entire childhood and adolescence. And for that, I'm not interested in suffering any further. So there you go.
I have a love-hate relationship with my legal name.
With your legal name?
Yeah.
That's why Nitty is on screen. That's why Kip is on screen. It's also on the covers of my
Kip
book.
Davis has written no books.
Like even Kip's first book was on one of these like newly published texts, a sort of a version of Jeremiah stuff we didn't expect. I'll do a shameless plug for Kip's great book.
Thank you, Professor Matthew Goff, for the shameless plug. Virillion for $5 Australian. There's only one hockey, and my team can only be the best one. That's the sports analogy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's only one hockey, and we all know what team that is.
Mhm.
We all know what team that is not. It sure as fuck isn't the Edmonton Oilers. That's for goddamn sure. So thank you, Florida Panthers, for proving that once again. God damn it. All right. We're moving
This whole
on.
stream is going to be super chats. It's fine. This is great. This is great. We like your money
There's another one here too.
more than you do.
Could call meet permits Tad if your shit worked. Is he here? I don't understand. Do you I don't maybe am I already drunk? Because I don't understand this one.
No, I don't either.
Is meet permits Tad here? I mean, I often see him, but I don't know if I've seen him tonight. So, but thank you, Taj. Or is this you? Is this meet permits Tad? Did you change your name? What? I'm so confused. I am intrigued and confused. And with that, maybe we will continue.
Let's see if we make it through it.
With Eric's stupid video.
Think one flesh in Genesis 2:24 or one heart in 2 Chronicles 30:12. That's Echad. If Moses wanted to stress an absolute singularity, he had another word, Yakid. That one's used when the idea is only or solitary.
Really? I'm sorry. I have to look this up because I am not sure that Eric's got that. I would be, unsurprised if he's, non.
Well, we can see if he's got citations.
Yeah. I have to remember what Hebrew keyboard I'm using here.
Are you looking it up quick though?
I am looking it up quick. It does mean only as a rule. I would say that within Deuteronomy 6:4, that the word echad is functioning somewhat similarly to Yahid. But I don't know if this makes the case for him. I bet with enough work that I'm not going to undertake tonight that you could find collective usages for Yahid. Maybe not, but I wonder, you might be able to. Anyways, like, yeah, what is on his tablet?
I don't know.
What the fuck is that?
Say GM. I don't like say
Does anybody
God Moses.
understand that? Does anybody understand that?
What is going? Yeah, what's that going for? Say God, man. I don't know. I don't know.
God, I don't even know.
All right.
All right.
He didn't use Yaqid. He used Echad. That doesn't prove the Trinity, but it does mean that Moses didn't rule it out. The door is actually...
Well, like, let's be clear here that Moses isn't fucking writing this text. But
look,
let's also try to read it in context and recognize that not every single instance of Echad, in fact, most of them, do not leave open the option of multiple personalities here.
Look, it's not saying you killed him, but I mean it's not ruling it out.
Right? Yes. Yes.
Its logic is not very good.
left open. Now, what about all those singular pronouns for God? He, him, his. Doesn't that mean that God is just one person?
Wrong.
Not necessarily. Even the whole nation of Israel is referred to with singular pronouns at times.
Again,
Psalm 136.
Yes. You know what?
One of these things is not like the other, Eric.
Yeah. And this happens a lot. There's lots of instances in the Hebrew Bible where the singular pronoun, even in places where you wouldn't expect it, takes the place of the plural pronoun. And most scholars, most people who actually work in the fucking text using the fucking languages will tell you that these are archaic features which make their way into the text over time, right? I'm so goddamn tired of people who don't know this shit trying to tell me how to read this. Like, shut the fuck up, Eric.
We came here for
still have
spicy
a
kip,
lot of
and it
wine
delivers. Yes, if you are not awake right now.
7 says, O Israel, hope in the Lord, he will redeem Israel. That's a whole nation described as one person.
Wait, what?
Yeah, well, I mean, that doesn't help a trinity there.
Can you go back for a minute? Because god damn it.
In the Lord, he will redeem Israel.
Isn't
That's
he
a whole nation.
Isn't he supposed to be talking about pronouns? There are pronouns that he could find and actually use to make this argument if he knew what the fuck he was doing in the first place, but he doesn't. So he can't.
Oh, Kip,
I'm
one
sorry.
streamer tip. If you're gonna get yelly and be clipping Kip, just do what I do and go, God damn it. Like give it a little space.
Do I need to step away from the mic? Am I
Yeah. When you
am I killing your ears? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Just stream your tip. Turn sideways. Or face palm.
This is really bothersome. This really is. Yeah. So like, of course he's referring, just back it up so I can see the text he's using. Like, go back like 3 seconds if you can.
Wait,
so Vish knows how to do this.
Hold on. I don't know if they're saying you said retarded or somebody else.
but
I'm pretty sure I
Oh
did.
no, it's someone in chat. Do we need to mod
No.
them?
Yeah, if there's mods, please look after that.
Yeah, yeah. No ableist slurs in here. So
No, thank you.
Yeah. And someone's
so
like,
just-
look, if you're passionate about a topic, right, and you know a lot about it, you're perfectly within your rights to swear at ignoramuses or people who misrepresent you.
just back this up a little bit, okay?
What?
Just
What?
to the just
Oh, the
just
video.
to show
Oh.
the actual just to show the actual text. That
Oh wait,
he's-
which is hilarious. Hold on a second. But in
There it
Psalm
is.
137, he does what the fuck? He is a singular pronoun.
But listen, this is just simple grammar. Okay? The word Eric Yisrael is masculine singular. So of course, the psalmist is going to refer to it as a singular entity. This is just grammar. You're playing stupid fucking word games with grammar. This is such apologetic schlop that nobody should take seriously, especially from someone who doesn't read the goddamn text. At least certainly not read the text in Hebrew.
Anyway, here we go.
7 says, O Israel, hope in the Lord, he will redeem Israel. That's a whole nation described as one person. With that brush cleaning out of the way, let's get to the good stuff. Places where divine plurality breaks through the surface. In Zechariah 2:6-12, we see one of the clearest pictures of this. Yahweh is speaking. He says he's going to shake his hand over the nations.
Can you pause it for
Then
a
suddenly
second?
he says, you will know that the...
Can you pause it? I want to look at this. Up, flee from the land. I wonder what translation he's using. Flee from the land of the north, declares the Lord, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heavens, declares the Lord. Up, escape to Zion, you who dwell with the daughter of Babylon. For thus says the Lord of hosts, after his glory sent me to the nations who plundered you, for he who touches you touches the apple of his eye. Behold, I will shake my hand over them, and they shall become plunder to those who serve them. Then you will know that the Lord of hosts has sent me. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for behold, I come, and I will dwell in your midst, declares the Lord. And many nations shall join themselves to the Lord in that day, and shall be my people. And I will dwell in your midst, and you shall know that the Lord of hosts has sent me to you. And the Lord will inherit Judah as his portion in the Holy Land, and will again choose Jerusalem. By the way, I'm working on a video script right now about the two powers in heaven. And this is one of the passages that comes up with some frequency, because what looks like is happening here is that the prophet is delivering an oracle of Yahweh, where Yahweh then identifies another figure as Yahweh. And this happens on occasion within the Hebrew Bible. Some of it is redactional. Some of it has to do with editors working with the texts. But some of it too.
So they goobed it up by using their heavenly title for God twice rather than like a different. Okay.
So using it for both the subject and the object, right?
Yeah.
So Jimmy says that Jimmy's gonna come down and do Jimmy stuff to you. I don't know. It's a Seinfeld episode. And I'm halfway through my glass of wine. But yeah, so it's kind of that. I would actually have to spend some time looking at this particular instance to see exactly what's going on, but like people should know that in particular with the prophets, often what we're dealing with is compilations of individual oracles that were uttered by men speaking in a particular time and place, collected by followers and fanboys who really liked what they had to say. And when they were written down, oftentimes there's elements of what was said that were so pronounced that they survive, even if they defy what we would ordinarily consider to be proper grammatical conventions. I don't know if that's exactly what's going on here. I think this is Zechariah 3. I don't know if that's exactly what's going on here in Zechariah 3. I have to look into it, but this is kind of a feature of ancient Israelite religion and texts as they survive. But it's not clear indications of the Trinity, certainly.
Mm-hmm. All right, what we got? Let's see.
Lord of hosts has sent me. Wait, what is this? Yahweh being sent by Yahweh? Yeah, that's exactly what it says. The speaker is called Yahweh, but he's also sent by Yahweh. And he promises to dwell in your midst. That sounds suspiciously like the incarnation, and it's not just isolated. We see in Isaiah 48, 1-16, God again is speaking, identifying himself as the one who created the world. Then in verse 16...
Wait. Go back. Wait.
God again is speaking,
Hear me, O Jacob, even Israel, whom I called. I am he. I am the first. I also the last. Also my hand founded the earth, and my right hand spread out the heavens. By the way, that doesn't mean it's expanding. Like Hugh Ross thinks. It's just spreading it out like a tent over tent poles, right? That's what you
Yeah.
identifying himself as the one who created the world. Then in verse 16 he says, and now the Lord God has sent me and his spirit. Make sure you get
Draw
that.
near to me.
The
Pause
speaker is...
What was the like? It's frustrating that he doesn't actually include references at each point. Did you catch which text this was?
So let's see. Let's go back. He says Isaiah.
God again is speaking.
Let's see. Hold on. What passage?
Isolated. We see in Isaiah 48, 1-16.
48,
1-16.
Right.
Good.
Like that's a big chunk of text, right?
Yeah, that could, like,
So-
Isaiah verses are like, geez.
Also, I'll point this out as well. This is part of Second Isaiah, in which scholars will point out that there is a movement in Second Isaiah towards something approaching a monolatry, not necessarily a monotheism, but certainly a strong commitment to the idea that Yahweh is the greatest of all the gods and makes them like puny little ants by comparison, right? So Isaiah 48, I wish you, like, seriously, if you really are serious, Eric, about people following your argument and taking you seriously, like it'd be great if you actually included individual verse numbers for these citations. This
12. It starts at 12.
Okay.
Listen
to me, oh Jacob, I'm reading from the JPS. Israel, whom I have called, I am he, I am the first, and I am the last as well. Sorry, I'm looking at the Hebrew Israel one called I am he, I am first, also I am last. Okay. My own hand founded the earth. My right hand spread out the skies. I call unto them, stand up, assemble all of you and listen. Who among you foretold these things? He whom Yahweh loves shall work his will against Babylon, and with his might against Chaldea. I predicted, and I called him. I have brought him, and he shall succeed in his mission. This is probably talking about Cyrus. Draw near to me and hear this. From the beginning, I did not speak in secret. From the time anything existed, I was there. And now Yahweh God has sent me, endowed with his spirit. Thus says Yahweh, your Redeemer. So,
Wait.
something. So
So
listen. Are you
me
picking
there
up on the tone?
though?
Yeah.
The me though would be Isaiah or the author.
Yes. There's a transition here. This isn't necessarily the same speaker. See, this is what happens. This is what I said, right? Editors are compiling these texts. There's no punctuation in Hebrew. So we don't know where the quotation marks begin and end, or where the periods and the semicolons are within the text. We don't know that kind of stuff offhand. We supply that. These are interpretive
those didn't
decisions.
exist in the original.
No.
Yeah.
So a very sensible way to read this, the way I would tend to read this, is a transition of speakers from Yahweh. And this happens a lot. It happens a fucking lot, where there are transitions between where the prophet is speaking of his own accord and where Yahweh is speaking. This is common. And I suggest this is probably something that's taking place here. So this part,
so he's
this part that
bridging-
you have on screen, this part
So
that you have on
he's-
screen, this is Yahweh, right?
Sure. Oh, okay.
Identifying himself as the one who created the world. Then in verse 16, he says, and now the Lord God has sent me and his spirit. Make sure you get that. The speaker is divine, but he's also been sent along with the spirit, 3 persons, 1.
So
is the speaker divine? Why does he think that?
So come near me and listen to this. 16. So, but then from the first announcement, I have not spoken in secret. So, but that means the person saying come near is saying the Lord is saying, right?
So let me
it seems pretty obvious even in English. Like I don't get
so the JPS has interpreted that. So JPS, by the way, is the Jewish Publication Society. So this is like the standard English translation of I'm not sure which Jewish organization, but it's a standard English translation from modern Judaism. The way they understand this is that the first part of this in verse 16, draw near to me and hear this from the beginning. I did not speak in secret. From the time anything existed, I was there. So that's still Yahweh. Then they have put a period, and then they've added new quotation marks to indicate that now this is a transition to the prophet speaking. And now Yahweh God has sent me, the prophet, endowed with his spirit. And that's common, by the way. When you see language about being filled with the spirit or the ruach of God or the ruach of Yahweh, especially within the prophetic texts, that's usually an indication of the prophet himself taking on like a divine mandate, providing an indication of his own authority as a speaker. So I would say that with this mention here in verse 16, I'm just looking at it here.
Hold on, I'm dealing.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
No. Oh, that's verse 17. Sorry. Yeah. So, Ve'eta Adonai, Adonai Yahweh, Shalachani Veduahu. Now my Lord Yahweh has sent me. Like it's even within the Adonai Yahweh there seems to be indicative to me that this is the prophet speaking. My Lord Yahweh has sent me and his spirit, his ruach. Thus, Ko Amar Adonai is what follows that, which is then a marker within the prophetic text of speech that is delivered directly from God. So the prophet is setting this up by providing his own credentials. Now my Lord Yahweh has sent me and his spirit, meaning I am authorized to say this, what comes next. Thus says Yahweh. That's the beginning of what Yahweh says next. So there's transitions within the speech here that Eric is missing because he doesn't understand the text. He can't fucking read it, right? And he can't see the nuance in this. He's just sitting. He's sitting. He's reading it closely, right, Nitty? He's got it close.
So close, much close.
Yeah, to his face. It's just it's right there. Yeah. Good job, Eric.
Yeah, I inflicted some of my personal community standards on your chat. Just saying. Anyway,
if it was to ban people, I am all for it.
Cool. All right.
God, that's not an invention of later Christians.
What?
I was going to say Vishanti's not here, but she usually looks after all that stuff, and she's like the fucking Terminator when it comes to that. So I just assume it gets
ruthless.
looked after.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
Honestly, yeah, go nuts.
Moving on.
It's right there in the Hebrew Bible. Now, some commentators try to dodge this by saying,
it's again. All right, hold on.
Jesus fucking Christ, Eric. What are you doing?
Play the audio for that. Oh, wait, I can. Hold on.
Can you?
Yeah, I can scroll.
There you go. Yeah, do that.
There we go. This
then,
screen share tricks, gang.
Now, some commentators try to dodge this by saying maybe the speaker is Cyrus or Isaiah himself, but the text just doesn't support that at all.
No, Eric, you can't read it. You don't know what the text supports. How do you know this? You idiot.
The clip of Kip.
Sorry, I'm yelling into my microphone again.
You're passionate.
Are you in my Hebrew course, Eric? Really?
Once again.
Sorry.
Murder. Ear murder. We love you, Kip. This is amazing. Yeah, we love you, Kip. But yeah, this isn't hard for you to deal with about the context of. Anyway,
I just went through this.
Repeatedly,
right? I just went through this and I explained how this works. For him to hand wave that away, like he knows what the fuck he's talking about. It just listen. Do you guys Do you guys appreciate how much this hurts me as someone who has spent his entire adult life reading these texts in the original languages, trying to understand them on their own terms, using the cultural conventions of the day to arrive at the appropriate meaning of what's going on? Do you grasp how painful this is when fucking non-Hebraic speaking nobody here tells me how to read the fucking text? Fuck off, Eric.
Boom. All right, let's hope we don't get more of the
described as not knowing God. And the whole flow of the chapter clearly presents this speaker as the creator. Even if you did.
No, it doesn't.
No, dude, it doesn't.
Oh my God. Even the English.
Like, compare, like, because you can't look at the Hebrew, and because apparently you're incapable of picking up actual fucking critical commentaries and checking out what they have to say about the text, Eric, the least you could do is compare some English translations of the text, which show that there are transitions of speakers within the text. This is not what you think it is. You fucking idiot.
Somehow,
what is this
shoehornize it.
Like what? Oh, it's a shoehorn. Okay. Oh, how very clever of you.
Wait, is it? But you know, that kind of comes off as Jew horn. I'm just saying. I'm just
say it in there. Okay. You're still left with the Holy Spirit as a personal agent distinct from the Father. Either way.
No, you're not, dude. You're not.
Hold on, let me look at it again.
He's talking about the Spirit of Yahweh here, which is an indication of prophetic power. There's
endowed with his Spirit. Another English translation, the NIV is willing to put it this way. And now the Lord has sent me, whoever is dictating what God says, not God itself. Oh my gosh.
So I'm going to...
It's frustrating to me because it even looks like an English translation refutes his point. I don't get it.
Give me a second here. I'm going to pull up a book title for you. It's harder to do it when I've had this much to drink.
Just say.
Okay.
Just saying.
Wow, that's Jesus. Wow, what the hell is that? That's weird. Alex, Jason, mediating. Oh, that's why. I said mediating the dine instead of divine. There we go. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm failing. Alex, Jason, mediating the divine. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna pull this up. So go away, Amazon. Nobody can afford this book.
What book?
I'm pulling it up here.
Okay.
It's slow because I've been drinking.
Oh, Maya was referring to my J Dyer thing in the side there. That's why I'm a masochist when it comes to listening to terrible streams, just so you know.
I have to pull this down for a second, Nitty.
It's okay.
It's not, is it? So okay. So this is a book that nobody can afford, but it's one that you can get for free from some places that may or may not be mentioned in the chat. So this is Alex P. Jason's PhD dissertation that he wrote at New York University in, I want to say 2006, 2007. When was the book published? Does it say there? 2007. So he probably wrote it in 2006. He was a few years ahead of me. He wrote this entire book. Look at the title here: Prophecy and Revelation in the Dead Sea Scrolls and Second Temple Judaism. So this entire book deals with aspects of what constituted prophecy and how revelation was conceived in early Judaism, and then also projecting backwards onto earlier texts. And he covers this. There is a prolific usage of this term being filled with the Spirit of God by prophets. Okay? This is prophetic language.
It's just hilarious to me how one English translation on my cursory reading, it's a prophet talking.
Yes. Yes. Just read your English translations, Eric. Don't be a lazy fucking asshole. Like,
well, you know, I think it's really important that I do want to say this. Make me big.
Make you big. Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that. There you go.
Look, I can understand making meme cringe image content, right? It it hits the algorithm in that 2006 through 2010 nostalgia for that kind of content, and you're able to make it quickly, and it's controversial topics enough for believers to go reinforce their belief. And your new budding anti-Muslim ministry, I'm sure, is going to benefit from this. But look, there is a point at which jokes are just anti-Semitic, racist, transphobic, homophobic, bigoted jokes, and they're not funny anymore. They're not acceptable jokes to make. And the images you chose to represent Jewish people who are passionate about this topic, you're being a disgusting person, period. It's not funny. It's just not. There are ways, like the Pepe frog, fine, keep it. Throw a yarmulke on it, I got some problems. Red in the face, bleeding tears, yarmulke person, not okay. Right? Like, there is a, you know what? No, I don't want to talk about that part. But that's what I want to say. There are things that we should not be joking about anymore, and ways to represent people that we should not be doing. Even if we think it's haha, it's funny. It's not. It's not funny, it's not cute.
It's not, it's so not funny, Eric. Like, seriously. But let's get real, Nitty. He's not going to listen to this.
No,
because
he won't make it past the F-bombs.
No. That's very true. But he wouldn't listen to this anyways, because his base, his Christian nationalist, anti-Semitic, apologetic base, is feeding him the opposite message, that this is cool. And he's going to listen to that, right?
Yeah.
He's going to listen to that, which is all the more reason why you and I have to come out here and talk about this bullshit. Oh, God.
I'm looking through the comments. I'm wondering if we can find somewhere that people are like, yeah, this is great. It's mostly people just agreeing with the beliefs. It's, you know, yeah, there's some people in the comments like mental gymnastics at its finest, which, you know, it does crack me up.
True.
Yeah.
I got a super chat here from more from I think this is Meat Permits Tad. I just think it is. Did you notice that your chat has been entirely at YouTube handles for the last 2 days?
That's how it works now.
See, this is weird, right? It's super annoying. I wish I knew what to do about it. I wish there was something I could do about it, but here we are. You're still here for the anger cursing. I hope you're getting your fill tonight, because I am fucking pissed.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you so pissed today.
Dude, it's okay. Sometimes
it's, you know, this is your passion, and it's something that surely I could, you know, stream and comment on it, but I don't know the Hebrew, right? And the people who
but neither does Eric. So
well, there's
honestly,
and it's presented with confidence and satire, and people eat it up.
You know what? It just, listen, okay. Like, here's the thing that really bothers me is, fine, make arguments about the language. Do that. That's fine. That's what we do here in this scholarly space. That's what philologists do. But if you're going to do that, the least you could do is actually learn to read the language. Just learn it. That's all I'm asking for, is just learn it. And Josh and I teach courses, you know, affordably priced courses on learning Hebrew. I'm not even asking for you to learn it from us. You can learn it for free. You can go to your local synagogue and they will teach you Hebrew for free. Go and do that, Eric. Just do that before you come on here and talk to me, to the audience, about how to read these texts, because you don't fucking know what you're doing. You don't.
Oh man, Maya's prepping you if you're mad about people not knowing language today. Oh, Kip took a breather.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
That was funny. It nailed it. Nailed it. I'm gonna buy you a pop filter.
What is that?
It can muffle.
Oh, okay.
Dr.
I
Clip.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this. I really don't. I mean, I just cut my teeth at yelling at my kids. So it didn't.
We're not letting it flow. We're letting it flow.
Yeah. I'm excited about tomorrow. Did you know this, Nitty?
Yes.
So
what?
Bad Science Sunday is tomorrow on my Atkinson's channel at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. I'm so excited. Tomorrow is the world premiere of Dr. Joshua Bowen on Bad Science Sunday. And I get to co-host because Nitty's fucking drunk in Scotland. It's not Nitty. No, what? Sorry. I'm drunk. Dr. Tapioca Weasel is drunk in Scotland. So yes. I get to co-host. And it's going to be Dr. Josh, which is going to be amazing. And we're going to be talking about some Zechariah Sitchin nonsense, which is going to be incredible. So I am so excited. Everybody should be as excited about this as I am. Wow. But maybe I will have an aneurysm based on this. So
I'm sorry.
no, it's all good. All right. So
somebody
let's
asked in the chat who my favorite Marvel artist is, and I honestly don't know. I actually explained this to Kip earlier. Is that I have not read many of the comics, and my Marvel fandemonium has been an extension of my childhood consumption of the X-Men animated series and Spider-Man, like the late 90s, mid late 90s animated series, which is like the god of that series. I just putting that out there. And then the Marvel Cinematic Universe just kind of piled onto that ice cream of Marvel. And then now I've collected posters. I play a game called Marvel Champions, and I collect Marvel Lego. So there you go. That's my Marvel kingdom in this house.
Okay. Apparently, I need to calm down because Dr. Kip the dog is getting upset with all the yelling. So I'm going to try, Lil. I can call you Lil now. I'm gonna try to tone it down a little bit here. Let's bring the video back, and let's get through this. Wow, this is something, Nitty.
Yeah, this is we've gotten a lot out of this.
I stopped. I've been. Did you know this? I have been on Eric Manning's channel before to talk about the Dead Sea Scrolls. I have had phone conversations and exchanged lots of text messages with Eric Manning. Dude, like, this is surprising and not in the good way. So, yeah, it's a short video. We can finish it. All right.
Yep.
Way you don't end up with strict Unitarianism. Isaiah 63 gives us even more. In verses 7 through 10, God is described as the Father, and the Holy Spirit is grieved by Israel's rebellion, and the angel of his presence is said to redeem and save people.
I'm just, without even looking it up, how much do you want to bet? Because he talked about Isaiah 64. Again, this is now third Isaiah, which is, just to give you guys a sense, first Isaiah, and I'll just take the stage here for a minute, Nitty, if that's okay.
Yeah, you're good.
First Isaiah, scholars tend to divide the book of Isaiah into three parts. First Isaiah is Isaiah chapter 1 through 39, which scholars tend to assign to the 8th century prophet Isaiah, who served under the administration of Uzziah and Ahaz and Hezekiah, and perhaps even Manasseh in the 8th, early 7th centuries. Excuse me. Isaiah Behemoth, the original prophet Isaiah. So they take the first 35, perhaps even 36 chapters 35 chapters as oracles of Isaiah proper, Isaiah Behemoth from the 8th century. Then in Isaiah chapter 36 through 39, there is a historical narrative that is basically just cut and paste from the Deuteronomist, which appears in 2 Kings. So it's the text is exactly the same. Somebody has obviously just like transplanted this text into Isaiah here in chapter 36 through 39. Then there's a shift in chapter 40 where the speaker and the topic and the mode and the theme, all these things change. Suddenly the speaker is anonymous. He's talking about things that are taking place during the exile, which happened, some 100, 150, maybe 200 years after the time of Isaiah ben Amoz in the 6th century BCE, after the destruction of Jerusalem at the hands of Nebuchadnezzar II and Nebuzaradan, his commander. So scholars tend to look at this and go, wow, for these next 10 chapters from Isaiah chapter 40 through Isaiah chapter 55, 15 chapters, math is hard. This is part of what scholars call second Isaiah or Deutero Isaiah, which is another anonymous prophet who is inspired in large part by elements of the message of Isaiah, but is clearly a different person speaking to a different time about different things, right? And that goes all the way through to Isaiah chapter 55. And then there's another shift from Isaiah chapter 56 through 66. Scholars tend to identify that section as third Isaiah. And the reason being is this. In second Isaiah, the speaker is anticipating, is mourning the loss of the temple. That would be the Temple of Solomon. That would be the first temple of Jerusalem, the temple of Yahweh, and probably other gods that was there in the time of the kingdom of Judah. He's mourning the loss of this, along with the end of the kingdom of Judah. Third Isaiah, in chapters 56 through 66, speaks about the existent third temple in the present tense, as if this is a building that has already been constructed, that people are currently worshiping in it, that it is a beacon to all the nations to come and enjoy fellowship in the service of Yahweh. So scholars look at this and they tend to assign these texts to a time in the Persian period, after which, so this would be after 515 BCE, when the second temple was constructed. So this is the way in which scholars divide up the text. This is important for understanding things that are said in the book of Isaiah, because the presentation of God, the presentation of Yahweh shifts from first to second to third Isaiah. And what we often see occurring in second and third Isaiah are these expressions of Yahweh's supremacy in a more henotheistic, monolatristic sense, as like the supreme God above all the other gods, so much so that maybe the other gods don't even exist, although that's controversial. This is what's taking place. So you can't just, cherry pick these texts without having a strong appreciation for the history of these texts. I hope. God damn, I did it again. Okay. I'm putting the video back. You all right, Nitty?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was looking at Isaiah 63.
This is part of third Isaiah.
Yeah. I'm wondering if 63:11, where I'm looking at the NIV because I'm a goofy person. It says, "Where is he who set his Holy Spirit among them?" And it's capitalized, which is not a thing.
There's no
right. It's right. It's a Christian thing to do, but I want your take on how, if we were going to look at this through like a henotheistic lens, right? What? Because the next part.
So
wait, hold on. Let me lay interpret here without any Hebrew. Okay. So it's saying 11. It starts 11. Then his people, recalled the days of old, the day of Moses and his people. So these are Yahweh's people. Where is he who brought them through the sea with the shepherd of his flock? So it's still Yahweh.
Who is that? Who is the shepherd of his flock?
Oh,
it's Moses. What does Deuteronomy
duh.
17 and 18 say about what? Look at me. I'm stepping back from my microphone. What does it say about Moses? Deuteronomy 17 and 18. What does it say
Yeah,
about
I
Moses?
read it wrong first. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, okay, wait.
This is that. Do you see what I was saying? This is exactly what I was saying. What did I say about the Holy Spirit? What did I say about the Spirit of Yahweh? This is an indication of prophetic power.
Yeah, right.
Moses was the first of the prophets. Deuteronomy tells us this.
Yep.
That's what's going on
Yeah,
here.
Deuteronomy 19, where God says, I'll raise one up like you, which people reinterpret. What?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
See how fun this is.
Hunter
See how much
says,
this makes
good
sense?
job, Kip. I heard what you were yelling that time.
Oh, God. I feel terrible now.
It's
I
okay.
gotta look up.
You're drinking. We're having a good time.
We are.
Well, we're having
I'm
an
learning.
emotional time. We're having an emotional time.
Boy.
Yeah, see how easy it is.
Listen.
Chat. No. Hold on. See it here. Look at it. Hold on. Can I make the font even bigger? Like absurd.
What are you trying to do here?
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
I want to demonstrate something here. So this is my former Christian self reading this text, right? And I go, okay, then his people recalled the days of old, the days of Moses and his people. So I'm already starting to look at this. Okay, his people. Well, these are God's people, right? Where is he, God, who brought them through the sea with the shepherd of his flock? So it'd be God with Moses, right? Of his flock, of God's flock. Where is he who set his Holy Spirit, so this member of the Trinity among them, who sent his glorious arm of power to be at Moses' right hand, who divided the waters? Wait. Okay. So I'm, my Christian self is flip-flopping around for the identity to read God into a lot of these pronouns and to accept the Christian capitalization of Holy Spirit here. And I did that in real time, right, to the swift rebuke of Kip, getting us to take off our Christian bias hat.
Take them off.
Oh, you cannot leave your hat on. Like,
get
you gotta,
it off.
Yeah. Well, you could leave your hat on as long as you take everything else off.
Just take everything else off.
Right, yeah. So, I can see where Eric sees, okay, this is God, God's people, Moses and God's people, where it is God who brought them through the sea with the shepherd of his flock, meaning God is separate from the shepherd of God's flock. Now you're saying that
who is the shepherd of his flock?
Well, it is Moses, right? Okay, through the sea with the shepherd. No, his flock, this part. So Moses is the shepherd. Okay. I see what you're saying. I'm messing up the of his.
That's
hold on,
Yahweh's flock.
Well, hang on. He brought them the she. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You're Yahweh's flock. Okay, damn it. I'm still trying to figure this out. So it's Moses.
So then the people recalled the days of old, the days of Moses
Help us
and
out.
his people. Where is he, Yahweh, who brought them through the sea with the shepherd of his flock, Moses? I can't see this now.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Sorry.
Did I?
No.
Where is he, Yahweh, who set his Holy Spirit Yahweh's Holy Spirit among them, who sent his glorious arm of power, Yahweh's glorious arm of power among them, to be at Moses's right hand.
So yeah, it's not this separate being, the Holy Spirit. It's Yahweh's power.
It is
his
the
spirit of power.
expression
of
power in the hand of the prophet.
Right.
Moses is the first of the prophets. All the other prophets are picking up the mantle of Moses and going with it.
Got it.
With that comes that when you see this kind of language about the Holy Spirit, and I mentioned, I showed you the title before. It's a technical book. It's a complicated book. Alex P. Jason's Mediating the Divine shows how this works. Prophets are endowed by the Spirit of God, by the Spirit of Yahweh, by the Holy Spirit. That's what the term means. It has everything to do with when prophets are speaking. It's not so much a separate entity from God. It's just the expression of divine power through the mouth of a prophet. It's like
kind of like
the translation of
got
God.
it.
Yeah.
I've got it. So I said that Apocalypse is one of my favorite X-Men villains. And it's kind of like saying, Archangel showing up and he says, "Behold, I bring the power of Apocalypse upon you."
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Or you could say Apocalypse has extended his power to the earth, right?
Yes.
By the hands of his horsemen. Right.
Exactly.
Am I got it?
Yes,
Analogously?
you do. You got this. You've got
Marvel saved me.
Thank you, Marvel. All right, so we're gonna take
chat,
this off.
Now, chat. Everyone in chat
Not that
understands
one.
now. Yeah.
Oh, you need to. Where did the video go, dude?
Oh, I was sharing I shared a different tab. I can.
Okay.
Are we going to try and make it through the last?
Yeah.
minute and a half?
Let's at least try. So listen, you know how I know this is a good stream because Maya is usually asleep at 1 a.m. on Saturday when I'm doing this. So we know this is good. This is fire. Let's keep going.
Yeah, and that's language. You could even say, "Go see Fantastic Four: First Steps," and the surfer showing up and saying, "I am the herald or extension of the power of Galactus." Right? Galactus is sending forth himself.
Yeah.
The surfer, right? Yeah.
I don't know why you're up, Joel. You have kids. So, dude,
We're rebuking your Holy Spirit nonsense. I'm just kidding. But wait. I want to say something to Joel.
Okay.
Joel.
I'm going to bring you up here to say something to Joel.
Joel, I was listening when I could to you talk with Michael and Than. And you know,
I was
really,
listening. I wasn't listening as much.
I really do think that you're a really great guy, and you work really hard to interpret text very honestly. And you know, when I was a believer, I struggled a lot with those texts, and it was very refreshing to hear a believer honestly express. I could feel your sincerity in your work to work with that text, and it's a breath of fresh air in the apologetic space where it's cold argumentation, dismissal, or you know, look, we win. Like, I just feel like tonally you're very genuine and honest scholar. So I really appreciated your voice being a part of that stream.
That was nice, Nitty.
Mhm.
And Joel's a good guy. Oh, there we go. That's so incredibly kind of you to say. Thank you so much. We love you, Joel. So
Sometimes we have bones to pick with your co-hosts, except Than.
Perhaps. I don't know. I'm yeah, I like Than a lot, but I feel like I have to have
I'm
some
just caught up in
conversations with Than. But
is that the royal we?
Wow. Oh, by the way, guys, Alpha Centurion made it home.
I'm
Welcome
glad you're
home,
safe.
Alpha Centurion.
Yes.
I'm happy you're safe.
Did
you guys know
where the
listen,
YouTube is? What?
Listen, before we start the video, Alpha Centurion, I'm kind of excited to see it. He has reviewed my friend Dan McClellan's new book. It's a New York Times bestseller, by the way.
Woohoo!
What's it called? Somebody remind me what it's called. It's something Bible bullshit something is the title of Dan's book, and Alpha Centurion has done he's done
The
a
Bible
review of
says
it.
So.
Thank you. That's it.
I was what we get right and what we get wrong about the Bible.
I was very close. Very close.
Oh, sorry. About Scripture's most controversial issues.
Okay.
You can get it on Amazon today, hardcover, Kindle for $16, or the audiobook. Ooh, can I get it on my Audible with credits? Because I have an ass load of them.
Yeah. Did he read it? Do you know if it's Dan or did somebody else?
Wait, hold
read
on. Let me. It is. He read it.
Oh, nice. Nice. So anyways, what the fuck were we talking about? Oh, Alpha Centurion has done a review. He bought both. Oh God, you guys are going too fast for me. Okay, he bought both. He's done a review in 3 parts of Dan's book on his channel. Are those out yet, Alpha Centurion? I don't know that they are. I know you've been working on them. You've been giving script teasers about them. So oh God damn it, 5 parts. Are they out yet?
Wow.
If they're out, I'm curious to see. Yes. By the way, I will be reading the book for the audio version, and I don't have to add swearing because there's swearing in the book. So
oh, nice. Okay.
and the reason why I'm doing the audio, doing the recording for the audio version is in large part because there's a lot of Hebrew transliteration that I do not trust anyone other than, like native speakers or trained scholars to get right. So there's a lot of pronunciation issues involved. But dude, we gotta continue watching this video here. Okay?
We'll make it. We can do it.
Okay, we can do it.
Angel or messenger isn't just any being. Exodus 23:20.
Anti-Semitic stuff anymore, is it?
I hope not. Let's
see. Oh, good. That looks okay. Exodus 20. Oh,
yeah, we're okay. I think the rest of it.
All right, good. See, he's just diving into 2 power stuff here at this point. Let's look what he says here.
Since my name is in him, that's just imparting the divine name. That's a very simple way to read that.
Yes, it is.
Without begging the question that everything has to fit together.
Let's hear what fucking Eric has to say about it.
Messenger isn't just any being. Exodus 23:20 through 21 describes him as having the
Oh.
authority to forgive sins and bearing the very name of God. Then,
Yeah, but that doesn't mean.
Pause it for a second. Yeah. Thank you for pausing it. Go say what you need to say.
Right. So the angel doesn't have to be equal with God. It says it right there. And God can do it. Wait. Here. I've said this before to Christians, or as a commentary, and it usually has to do with the atonement, right? It's like, and it's a very common question: why can't God just forgive? Right? He's all powerful, right? He could be all loving, right? And whatever it means to be all just, it could be selective forgiveness. Why not? Right? And it really, the question should be, why is it this way at all? Right? Well, if there's like an ultimate being, who makes the rules? God, right? So could God, making any rules they want, decide one day, I'll just forgive it all, but I'm perfectly just, but I'm going to be perfectly merciful in this way, right? I don't need to sacrifice myself, right? I make the rules. This is my game you're playing just from the get-go, right? If he can command what he wants in the Garden of Eden, why can't he just establish the rules however he wants later? Apparently he does for this whole sacrifice thing, right? So is Eric putting a limit on what beings God will allow or not to forgive sin? Could God just say, well, look at you. Hey, look at you. How about you forgive or judge sin?
Look
cool.
at this text, Nady. Look at this
Right.
text. And I'm going to ask you a question here.
Yes.
It's an easy
sir.
question.
Uh-huh.
Does the angel of Yahweh forgive anyone's sins, according to this text?
Nope.
Nope.
In fact, he's going to do the opposite. He's
Yeah.
only going to bring judgment on sin.
Does the angel of Yahweh? Yeah, Eric said this because Eric is
right. Let's go back.
Presumably, okay. You want to go back? Yeah. Okay.
Just to
let's go back. Let's
verify,
hear what
we
he
can even look at
says.
the closed
Okay.
captions.
Sure. Oh yeah. Okay.
describes him as having the authority to forgive sins. And
does he have the authority to forgive sins? According to this passage, Mr. Hebrew Bible expert Eric Manning, you fucking idiot. Does he have the power to do that? What makes you think he has the power to do that? Is that in the text? Are you actually reading the text, Eric?
Whoopsie.
Are you reading it? Are you looking at it? Are you seeing what I'm seeing on the screen here? What Niddy's seeing? What the audience is seeing? There's still 89 people watching, even though I've managed to lose my shit over and over in this stream. There's still 89 people watching this. Is anyone seeing this? Are you alone on an island, Eric? On an apologetic island by your sad little self? With your stupid talking points of speaking from the conclusion?
All right, let's try. We're almost there.
I have a super chat.
Give us the super chat.
Does two power stuff lend credence to the OT Trinity? It's a complicated question. I would say, honestly, yes, but not in the way that you think. The Trinity developed out of people grappling with what's happening. Well, Jesus stuff too, right? But also what's happening within the Old Testament text. And the problem with the Old Testament text is that it is never a monotheistic text. It is always a polytheistic text dealing with different gods and different expressions of God who end up being misunderstood as Yahweh alone. So I've got a video coming out someday. Hopefully in the near future. I'm still working on the script, and it's work, guys. I hope you can appreciate this. I've been reading. There's a lot of literature to read about this. I don't want to half-ass this like some
Very
people.
appreciative.
David Wood. Michael Jones. I don't want to half-ass this. I want to do this properly. I want to take a scholarly approach to this, actually look at what is going on with these texts. So I am in the process of making a video about the two powers in heaven. I will say,
David Wood's not an apologist, gang. I don't know if you know this. He's actually an anti-Muslim geologist, right?
Oh, an anti-Muslim
anti-Muslimologist.
An anti-Muslimologist, yes.
An anti-Muslimologist, right? Because his whole shtick is I'm a Christian refuting Muslims. That's not apologetics. It's not Apologetics Roadshow. It's anti-Muslimagetics.
That's what it is.
Or yeah, he's a counter-Islam apologist, right? He's just as bad as me.
No, he's worse. Because he's strawmanning to get the work done.
Yeah.
Okay.
The very name of God. Then there's this. Hosea 1:7 says, I will have mercy on the house of Judah, and I will save them by the Lord their God. That would be a really weird way to talk if God were just a single person. But if the Father saves through the Son.
Eric.
Oh boy.
You understand this as a really weird way to talk because you're reading the text in fucking English.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
21st century perspective of these
also,
things.
though, there's a very easy English way to actually read this. You could read this as these statements as a shorthand. Let me read it this way. I will have mercy on my household, and I will save my wife and kids by me as their father.
Mm-hmm.
That's now a hard reading, and it's still all singular, right? And or if I had a title, right? I will save them by the father, their head of household, right? I'm still referencing myself. It just sounds clunky, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, what would Eric do reading Old English?
Right? Yeah.
Like what would this text look like if it were permitted to have been translated in, Middle English in like I forget what century it is, but if it were permitted to be translated into that language, would we actually end up with this clunkiness from English or not? Maybe not. Like, I don't know. I'm not a philologist, but
so I mean, we've already seen. I've already mentioned this. One of the features of prophetic language throughout the Hebrew prophets in the Old Testament is this expression of the Ne'um Adonai, the oracle of Yahweh. It's translated as that the oracle of Yahweh, or Yahweh says, and it's usually Yahweh who's saying it when he says this. A feature of this of these texts is the expression of what Yahweh wants in the third person, even when Yahweh is speaking. So don't look at this like a simpleton. don't look at this like you're trying to read something in the 21st century in English. You have to try and figure out what's going on within the cultural context, within the language and the perspective of the speakers. It's not always as simple as going, oh, wow, I was just talking about himself. You know what? Yahweh talks about himself in the third person all the goddamn time.
Right.
All the time. All the time. This is not novel. It's not special. It's not indicative of something Trinitarian.
You know what's funny again, though, is that the NIV doesn't support this conclusion, or it doesn't seem to. Let's see. Yet I will show love to Judah, and I will save them, not by bow. And he cut this part out. But I, the Lord, their God, will save them. All self-referential. Not the, what?
I will.
So look at the comparison.
By bow or by sword or by war, by horses and by horsemen.
So but look at this. At the end of 7 in the NIV, it's, but I, the Lord, their God, will save them.
I don't like that translation. I'll be honest.
Well, but his whatever he's doing, he's saying it. I will save them by the Lord their God, not. But I, the Lord their God. Right. So it's as if that reference shift it literally is happening from by to but.
Sure.
Right. Which is ridiculous. Anyway.
Can I give you what I think is going on here? So it's Beit Yehuda Arachem, the house of Judah. I will love, or I will have compassion for them. V'hoshatim ba'Adonai Elohim. This is sort of the critical text. I will. What is that? That is a. So yeah, that's a. That's a Hifil first singular with a third common plural suffix. I will save them. Ba'Adonai Elohim. By Yahweh their God is literally what it says. I will save them by Yahweh their God. But this is Yahweh speaking. So I don't particularly like the NIV translation. But I would say, like, the way I translate it is just that. I will save them by Yahweh their God. This is just Yahweh speaking of himself in the third person, which is common.
Right. Yeah. And
right.
It's like the examples I gave earlier.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And it all fits into place. Proverbs 34 might be the most cryptic and maybe even the most intriguing. King Agur asks, who has gone up to heaven and come down? What is his name? And what is his son's name? The entire passage is about how God is incomprehensible. And yet it ends.
Well, not like the Trinity does that any favors.
Ends by pointing not just to God, but also to his son.
What's the actual reference there? 34.
Psalm 34.
Proverbs 34.
Oh, Proverbs 34:4.
34. Oh, okay. Let me look that up. And like, seriously, it just, people, like, there's not much mystery.
Hold on. Here. Proverbs doesn't have a 34. Is it Psalms?
30 verse 4.
30.
Yeah.
My bad.
Who has ascended to the sky and who has gone down? Who has gathered up the wind? In the, what is that? In his hands, of some sort, who has wrapped up the waters in his cloak, who has established all the ends of the earth. What is his name, and what is the name of his son, that that you may know him? So he's drawing.
But is the word son there descendant, not?
No, it's just his.
Okay.
It's Benu. It's Beno.
Mhm.
It's his son, right?
Mhm.
So, and special attention is drawn there as if, so, and this is normal, right? Within an ancient Canaanite, ancient Israelite polytheistic worldview, the gods had children. They had sons, right? They had descendants. Yahweh is envisioned within Deuteronomy 32 as the son of El, along with the other gods of the Canaanite nations. So for the writer of this proverb to talk about his name, and the name of his son, this is just a way of extending the legacy of this divine being. This isn't some special indication that Jesus is the son of Yahweh. No,
Right.
fucking no.
Well, also,
that's not what's there.
In the context of Proverbs as a whole, isn't a lot of the language directed to a son to learn?
Yes.
So here's a very easy way to read this. What is his name? Right? It's what is the God's name? And what is the name of the one who should be learning from him? Right? Like the object of the rest of the Proverbs. Is that a fair way to read it?
I think that's working into this too, right? This is
It
very
could be
much
both. Like, you know, who is it that's supposed to learn from God and bear his name? Who is also the one to be instructed by him, which, by the way, would not be the same person as the God.
Right? It's part of the rhetoric here.
Oh no.
In these rhetorical
the
questions.
opposite of a trinity. It's specifically identifying someone who is apart from the God to do what, to learn and to do. Oh my gosh. How did I read these like Eric? Once you see it, though, you can't unsee it.
You can't.
The other way. Once you see it without, that interpretive
without the
lens.
bullshit. Yeah, it's true. All right.
Also to his son. In this context, this son is just as mysterious and divine as God himself.
It's not that mysterious. It's not, Eric. Just think about what the fuck you're reading. Don't pretend that everything has to do with Jesus.
We both just made it very not mysterious.
Yes.
So
very not.
What does this show? None of these texts make sense if God is just a single person.
I mean, so listen, let's throw him a bone here, Nitty.
What?
So none of these texts make sense if he's the only person, right? If he's the only figure within this divine economy, I can agree with that. He's not alone up there.
Sure, yeah.
He's not always just speaking to himself. There are other divine beings involved. There are other human people involved in these expressions of Yahweh's person and his nature. So we don't have to jump to Trinity, right? We don't have to do that.
Well, Yeah. I mean, they aren't making sense. You're right. They don't make sense if you come with the conclusion that these should all be talking about one God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a prefabbed conclusion, right? The prefab is this. The Old Testament is about just one God.
Right.
That's the prefab.
And it must include Jesus as part of that God identity. Yeah.
So, but as soon as you step away from that, which is easy, it's easy to do that. As soon as you
I
step
did it
away
just
from
now.
that, you did it. Yeah. You did it using the NI-fucking-V. Like
That's only because I had a little trouble with the King James, so I just picked the one that was closest to what I remember.
and the NIV is not entirely terrible. The ESV is, but you know, that's another story.
I've got another one over here, but they're both NIVs.
But once you see the Trinity, Father, Son, and Spirit, the pieces fall into place. These aren't just some random echoes or late Christian edits. They're woven across centuries.
Saying that
But those are right. But to get the conclusion you have is through the Christian rereading of the text
of Jewish scripture, showing consistent, surprising harmony. And in the next episode,
no, they don't show harmony because they have different contexts.
So the harmony comes from applying your theological model to the text.
Right. And even then it can be brutal.
Yes, that's what it is. It's your theological model, Eric. It's not native to the text. It's imposed upon the text. There are ways of arriving at different conclusions that work fucking better than your theological model. They just do. And you would know this if you could read them, if you understood the cultural background, and if you read these texts with diachronically in the first place. Remember that word, people? If you understood and you read these texts from an historical perspective, seeing the ways in which the authors shifted in their understanding of who Yahweh is, of who God is.
Yeah. And the other thing is, it's so funny. I bet you $1 million that Eric goes to a church where people stand up and say, well, in the context, God was really speaking to David through the. And this is how, when we look at that context, this is how we can relate to that text. So all of a sudden, context becomes really important, right? And historical background and all this other stuff becomes really important when it's going to make you feel good. And it can be loosened when it's time to draw a theological conclusion, right?
Yes.
Where Eric does say, oh, but the whole chapter is saying this, but you have to now look at there may be some more portions of the book by that same author, right? The Trado Isaiah, whatever, right? The way the language is being used about those characters is not going to be limited to that chapter. So that's a problem. And then when you read the NIV,
yeah.
Can I do an atheist West Huff speed round?
Okay. And then we should probably wrap it.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I'm gonna put this on the stage.
It's our golden boy. We love this.
He's very golden.
Yeah. So atheism can't account for all this stuff. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
There are all sorts of things that, from say a secular materialistic perspective.
Okay, being secular has nothing to do with whether or not you believe in God. Reasonable Christians are secular.
I would say
they
most
are
most
okay.
Christians are secular.
Most Christians who are not Christian nationalists are secular. They would permit the omission. Sorry, they don't need Christian theology taught in a school because, I don't know, they can respect other religions and other Christian ones, right? The reason we don't have state Christianity is because people were a generation from being their blood-soaked boots coming to America, right? From who? Other Christians. Anyway, so under a secular worldview, it can account for a lot of things because guess what? Christians use it all the time. I could be secular and not materialistic. Exactly. Okay, so strike one.
Are far more of needing an explanation.
Okay, so
my friend Glenn Scrivener talks about this a lot. There are things that
He likes
atheists
to
and secular
mention
materialists
his friend Glenn. His friend
Glenn can be
Glenn's
insufferable.
Scrivener. But you know what? Can we give Glenn his due? At least, Glenn called out David Wood for his Islamophobic bullshit about how Sharia law has overtaken the UK. Glenn Scrivener.
Wow. Good on him.
UK citizen called out David Wood and said,
it's not like there's a speaker's corner where this is hotly debated.
Yeah.
Because in Sharia, guess what? In Sharia, that's not a debate.
Yeah.
In Sharia, your hands are getting cut off to question Muhammad, okay?
I'm not even sure if that's true, but you know, I think I'll tell you what I think. I think David Wood is just pissed that the UK won't let him into their country. And this is true. He is not allowed. He has been barred entry into the UK.
How? How do you do that?
Maybe he is such a fucking disgusting Islamophobic bigot that they noticed.
Maybe his criminal record is real. And
it might have something to do with that, but apparently he has been to the UK before, even after his criminal conviction. But this is a new thing where he's not. Yeah. So I think the UK just said, dude, no, you're a piece of shit. Go away.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Moving on.
Have to account for things like everything coming from nothing.
That's not what materialists may believe or not believe. And there's a very simple explanation for this, Wes. And I don't know how many times it will probably need explained to you as you enter the apologetic space. One, nothing is a very philosophical...
Stop listening.
What? Oh, yeah. Nothing is a philosophical concept that we can never demonstrate in reality except for colloquial agreements on whether there is or is not a thing in front of us, but it will always be taking place in the space of other things. And many skeptics and scientists will just flatly tell you there was never not nothing. There was never nothing. That's a better way to put it. Sorry, I tripped over myself. There was never nothing. There was always something. Well, why was there always something? The why question is dumb.
It really
and it may be unanswerable. Why God? Why is there God? Because it's the ultimate. Okay, why does there need to be an ultimate?
So sorry, I'm just.
What is banned from Canada? How do you get banned from Canada?
Who is banned from Canada?
I need a source. Evil Miniature says that David Wood is banned from Canada. Evil ginger
God.
miniatures. How?
God damn, where is that? I don't. He's banned from entering UK due to Islamophobia. Is it further down?
Yeah, it's one of the most recent
yeah.
comments. How?
God damn it! Like seriously, yeah. That's wild.
That's fucking wild.
Wow.
All right. Let's just pretend we're talking about what's up somewhere.
Before we continue, I just have to say, this is Satan 616. Silvio is also one of my Hebrew students.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, and seriously, I'm so sad for you, Silvio, that YouTube has fucked with your user handle. Like that really sucks, dude.
Oh yeah, I wonder
Wow.
what my unfinished socks handle is now.
Right.
Because I love that one.
What is this going to do to all the dapper dinosaur viewers, right? I can only imagine. All right. So all right, we're still watching this, right?
Order coming from chaos.
Order coming from chaos. Well, there's you could just say, since there was never nothing, that these are just the deterministic features of the universe, and it's only chaos because you're unable to understand the larger picture, right? You're not able to make a coherence between the smallest parts working up and into the largest parts, right? It seems chaotic because we have such a limited perspective and we don't understand all the causes. Because if we sat here, my favorite way to think about this is that if we as a creature tried to sit here and follow our causal chain, we would die thinking. Which is not a good instinct to have. So we bred ourselves out of being navel-gazing idiots.
Local decreases in entropy happen, and black holes suck up lots of entropy.
And that's I could be wrong. Maybe it is all chaos. But I think it's more that our perspective and our inability to link everything to its relational causes, because it is too big for us, makes it seem like chaos when really it's not.
It's life emerging from non-life.
Hold on a second. Dr. Clark has important information here. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it fixed yours, Dr. Clark Van Gilder. But he's suggesting that you can fix it on customization.
All right,
I'm gonna play around with that. All right.
Life coming from non-life. Sorry, materialists can account for it. You just don't like the answer. Also, proto forms of life are very slippery to early Earth biogenicists to understand where that demarcation would be, because viruses, right? Are those alive? Some people think they are, but they technically aren't. So there you go.
Minds from mindless matter. Is it
minds from mindless matter? We want to believe we have a special form of cognition that is totally unlike anything else. I'm sorry, but plenty of animals exhibit lots of cognition that should make us uncomfortable at the prospect of us being special. And mind is a concept that is just an aggregate of things we observe about us as a being, or us as a creature, or whatever, right? Mind, actually, you could just say, doesn't really exist. It's just a label we put on a bunch of phenomenon.
More of a leap
but that makes people uncomfortable too.
in logic to believe in angels and demons, or that everything came from nothing, Pierce.
We already dealt with that one. And yes, you might as well be asking, is it more illogical to believe in the invisible dragon in my garage, or to believe that everything came from nothing? This doesn't help you.
Order came from chaos, that life emerged from a non-life, and that mind formed from mindless matter. The resurrection is not one more absurdity, but the resurrection, I think, actually is the explanation that makes sense of supernatural world. People will assume that
why does a resurrection make sense of a supernatural world? Right? Like I said before, God makes the rules. It could still be supernatural, and you don't need a resurrection.
But it just basically all it does, Nitty, right, is it goes, your choices are between orderly, rational world through which we will eventually be able to explain everything naturally, physically. That's sort of that's sort of the goal, right, of science, is to discover natural processes for everything. So you've got that on the one hand. On the other hand, you've got God just does shit whenever he fucking feels like it. So resurrection supports this. God just does shit whenever he fucking feels like it. Never mind this, right?
Right.
We've got this. So that's what he's saying. The resurrection basically defeats this naturalistic program that science has been working on for the last 180 years or more, something like that, which has in great respect contributed to the world that we, and I know it's not awesome, but it's a fucking hell of a lot better than it was 200 years ago. The world in which we live today, right? Did you see that? There's like there's a moth here.
That was pretty funny.
Wow. What
the supernatural can't exist. And yet at the exact same time, they will, as a conscious human being in a world where we're still not really entirely sure what consciousness is, try to explain logically some of these things when the rules of logic exist objectively, and yet
oh God, I don't want to get into the philosophy of logic right now. I guess that would be too long.
Please don't. This is not the
they
place
are
for
outside of time and matter and space. And so there are obviously things that like science and secular materialism can't account for.
You know what? I completely
oh God, science can't account for lots of that.
Piers Morgan completely agrees with him.
I just okay. That's speed run.
Drop the phone, everyone.
Wes Huff is a presuppositionalist, I guess.
Oh God.
Also, he's a Calvinist, so his appearances with Ruslan and shit about making a decision for Jesus are just insane to me. And it's even funnier when very Arminian leaning apologists are just like, oh my goodness, he's just so beautiful, he's so amazing, and yet he has one of the most heinous theologies that make the universe the deterministic thing he tells us all is silly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing, right? That has happened.
At least, though, I have run into some Christian creators who just decide that no, I think come now as a non-Christian, I think take the position that there is no such thing as free will in the Bible, at least not in the way that makes people the most comfortable. Which,
but there's that
not in the Christian Testament in any way, because in the Hebrew Bible, if it's like polytheistic and henotheistic, you can do things outside of the will and knowledge of God. Like that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
a problem,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
In fact, the Hebrew Bible probably makes free will
God.
way easier to
Listen.
believe in than the Christian Testament does.
God in the Hebrew Bible, in several places in the Hebrew Bible, needs to be not only appealed to in order to change his mind, but appeals to God appear in the Hebrew text on the basis of his observation of morality and ethics. You are a just God, and because you are a just God, you're going to do this as opposed to this.
Yeah.
Right?
And then you could try to say in Isaiah that there's this God that knows the end from the beginning, and so it's like 48, 6-8 or something.
Yeah.
But that's a shift from, but that's a shift from certainly the earlier texts.
Yep.
So it's
So,
it's starting to get into those questions. Oh,
and-
Nathan, you're catching
my
the
God.
very end of the show.
Look at that. Nathan's awake. Good to see you.
Great video, by the way.
Oh
of,
my God. It's so good, you guys.
Yeah.
Nathan at Digital Gnosis dropped a video today about fascism featuring Andrew Wilson,
Oh
who's
my gosh.
a disgusting piece of shit.
Wow.
And it's great. It's very, very
I there were more things said by Wilson that make me so much more uncomfortable with that being as a person
There
than
are
I could have ever imagined.
there are parts of that video where Andrew Wilson not only admits to, but then leans with his full chest into committing sexual assault. It's dark,
unbelievable,
and crazy.
Well, how about this? Unfortunately believable.
Yeah.
No,
So-
you don't want to know. Just go over to Digital Gnosis.
Digital Gnosis, guys,
and watch it. I listened to it at 1.5
Digital
because I
Gnosis.
caught it late.
It's
but
almost 3 hours long, but it's comprehensive
1.5 is the way,
and it's very good.
but it's amazing.
So,
yeah,
it's worth your time.
yeah.
But we need to,
Nathan, I do want to say, I agree that it can be hard to pin down the definition of fascism because it has evolved over time, and people don't want to kind of own up to that. And I think the US sucks. We'll just leave it.
I'm just pulling it up here, guys.
Oh my God.
Because people have asked, oh God, why did that become so? Okay, they're videos. Here we go.
Sure, I gave up on 2X when somebody put John McClatchy on, and then my brain hurt. So I usually throttle down a little bit. Well, yeah, you know what, Nathan, I think that is part of what makes it so hard to pin down too, because right now in the States, it isn't. Yeah, the people who are vying for power, they don't have any fucking values, right? They're just co-opting people who say they have values for power. That's totally right.
There it is.
Yes.
Fascism, Christian nationalism, and Andrew Wilson over at Digital Gnosis.
Here, I'll go get the link actually and put it in the chat.
So, yeah, thank you for doing that, because I'm too drunk to cut and paste and link and do all that shit. So,
Let me find
but
it
yeah,
for you.
check it out. It's very good, and I need to.
Hopefully, President Sunday won't give you too much shit for this one, Nathan.
So I need to. There we go. Do this.
There
one.
you go. There's the link,
guys.
tab.
Okay, you've got the link.
I don't know if you saw
is-
that, Nathan, but President Sunday was talking about you the other day. I have ears everywhere.
This is kind of unprecedented.
What?
There is already a thumbnail.
What?
For Bad Science Sunday tomorrow at 6:30.
Yes.
Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern. Over on Maya Atkinson's channel.
Yes,
You can see it right there. It's live in 18 hours. Oh, look, she bumped up because Dr. Josh has small children and is tired all the time. Maya, in her benevolence as the queen of the goddesses, decided that she would move the time of the stream back to 6 o'clock instead of 6:30 Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern instead of 9:30.
Oh, yes.
I better let Josh know.
Yeah, he'll be late and leaving early at the same time.
So I better let him know. So, but this is for people who watch Bad Science Sundays. You understand what a big deal this is. There has never been a thumbnail and a link for Bad Science Sunday this early. What's wrong?
Oh, they said my link was that the video was down, but maybe it was a bad paste. Let's try this one. There we go. Let's try that one.
Look, it's because the weasels are in
Got it.
Scotland. There you go. It's
There
because the
you
weasels
go.
are in Scotland. So it's going to be a good time tomorrow when we review some Sitchin shit. And I get to co-host because the weasel's in Scotland. So I'm excited. Make sure you guys show up tomorrow night at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. So something else I wanted to mention.
Oh my god!
Gnosis.
Did you watch that?
Yeah, the non-alchemist video on Myth Vision. It's very good.
Buried him.
So yeah, I think
I can't. He brought up that one clip that we didn't want to talk about at one time, but now it's just there.
Is that the Bart Ehrman clip? Yeah. So yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, it's this shit happens. So unfortunately, yeah. So I guess that's it has now been 3 hours. It is now 2 in the morning.
Past everyone's bedtime
on the East Coast is way past. It's past my bedtime, and I live on the Pacific Coast, and I'm out of booze. So Nitty, thank you for.
Oh
hanging
yeah,
out
of
with-
course.
Thank you for supplying this terrible.
I
Eric,
had
Nitty
another
video.
one too.
Oh God! Wow. So
I didn't know how
yeah.
long 5 minutes of manning would take, but it's apparently
it's a lot. It's a lot.
it was
Okay,
like 2 hours and 40 minutes because we spent 20 minutes on super
You
chat.
got anything going on this week?
It depends. If some other stuff goes off the deep end in the US, like maybe. And it usually does need some correlation to like theological issues or Christian nationalism. And then I'm more apt to talk about it. So I don't have anything very specific planned, though. There's 2 things that I did last week. And, I'm a little off the cuff and goofy and stuff, but last week's connections to Huckabee, Divine Command, and our aggression towards other nations really undermines something like William Lane Craig saying, how do we know that God we know God wouldn't command this again, and yet with Huckabee saying you'll hear God's voice, and Trump going forth and doing apparently what God wants, seems like we're not in great waters now. So go watch that. Oh, and then there's a channel called Sarcastic Skeptic.
Oh yeah, you had an interview with him this last week.
Yeah, he did a call-in show, and he let me stream it on my channel too. We talked about trans rights and trans issues, and his rather inflammatory video about them, which, in my opinion, well, you can go find out my opinion. But yeah, it was right-wing talking points and shit. And Prixie, I think you were in my chat and said I did a really good job with it, and I appreciated that. It's something. And there's community members that did. Yeah, I understand, Jessica. Yeah, so yeah, go over watch that. I'm gonna plug myself. And if you have pushback or things I got wrong or whatever, feel free to comment. Both videos. I don't, it's engagement. I like you. You guys are cool. So yeah, so yeah, I'm pointing you to stuff I did, and then maybe something new will come out. We'll see.
Just keep your eyes on Nitty, guys. He's always got good stuff, and it's sudden.
It is, and I'm always willing to be wrong.
In the moment, it's just like Nitty's on, and it's always great.
Yeah,
so
I try.
I really like it. So yeah. So I will be co-hosting with the incomparable Maya Atkinson tomorrow on Bad Science Sunday, and our guest will be Dr. Joshua Bowen. And then I'll be doing my regular Hebrew reading stream on Thursday night, Kiriati Brit, with Josh. And I am streaming on Wednesday, this Wednesday in the early evening Eastern time, in the mid-afternoon Pacific, with my friend Pat Lowinger from Discovering Ancient History with Pat Lowinger. He's not quite a doctor yet. He is an archaeologist. He works in Roman antiquity in Europe. But one of the things that I decided I was going to start doing was to consolidate and move a bunch of things that I've done on other channels over onto my own space.
Ooh.
So tomorrow, Pat and I are going to be we're going to be representing a presentation that we did a couple of years ago about Professor Francesca Stavropoulos' reading of Isaiah chapter 6. What's going on in the throne vision of Isaiah in chapter 6? It's pretty spicy stuff, guys, and it's really good, I think. We will do a deep dive on that on Wednesday. It'll be Pat and me and Vishanti. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure you're there for that.
That just reminded me of our last budget scripture episode where we talked about Job beholding the giant Yahweh cock.
Listen, because we spent so much time talking about giant cocks the last time. I'm not kidding. I did not hear the end of it for the last 2 weeks.
From who? You should tell me later.
I will tell you later. So
that's hilarious.
It was, yes, it's true. But
anyway,
listen, it's late. Nitty's got small kids. He's got to go to bed. I'm drunk.
I'm grocery shopping when I wake up. The kids are going to be at church.
Damn it. You're going to be like the shit that you're going to buy tomorrow for your poor children. It's terrible.
For me.
For you. Oh, it's awful. you guys, what has happened? So 3 hours, 12 minutes, and 15 seconds later, all I have left to say is Hot Tikva.